Well, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Hey, it's very nice to have you here today. I got something that I added to the collection recently on the table that makes me sort of happy, so I thought I'd share it with you. This is a few years old now. This is the Bob Terzuola CTF, or Compact Tactical Folder. This one was from Drop. I love this knife. It is really comfortable and really well made, and just generally an excellent tool. Now, Bob's been designing knives for a long time. So to have a piece of his design lineage in my collection just sort of made me happy, and I thought I'd share it with you. What do you get? Well, you get a little over 3 inches, 3 1/16 of cutting, S35 VN, on 3 1/4 inches overall of blade. Grip area from behind the flipper is 3 1/2. Knife overall, we're coming in at 7 1/2 inches overall. It is a really nice sized knife. It is titanium liners running on bearings. It's got a nice titanium pocket clip. It does have two forms of deployment. It does have a disc, which he really likes, that works surprisingly well. I'm not a huge deployment disc fan, but this one, if you get your thumb in the right spot, works really well. But it's also got a really nice low profile flipper. See? Wink. Let me get a little more light on the subject here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. This is a neat little knife. Now, these were $100 and something when Drop was selling them. They are long since gone, but they're out there. You can find these on eBay and various other used sources. It's just a great knife. Let's go ahead and do some size comparison. Oh, I'm going to show you that. First off, it's not, Bob is old school, right? So it is not deep carry at all, which is a little annoying. But the old school designers tend to do this, and I'm not sure why, but who am I to judge? I'm not a knife designer. Very simple construction, well done. You can see the titanium's anode out, a really deep, dark bronze. I'm not usually a bronze guy, but man, that is just an excellent knife. All right, let's do some overall size comparisons. I think the most likely culprit, the thing to, is probably the bug out. And as you can see, they are very, very similar in a lot of ways. The bug out was if you were to ask someone who'd never really seen a pocket knife to draw one, they're going to draw the bug out. So you get a lot of that. The Terzuola CTF here is a little more interesting. Because it's a little thicker, a little heavier too, of course, it's a little more comfortable in hand than the bug out. But they're designed for similar applications. Reasonably light, easy in the pocket, just great daily carries, good cutters too. Now, the CTF here is it's not a thick, but it's a decent chunk of that S35 VN. It's got a lovely rounded off tip there. It's got the crown, the spine is not crowned, but it's not sharp either. And it's got this wedge that comes down. I don't know, I just think it's a really pretty knife. And I really like it. Let's do some size comparisons against other tools you may be familiar with. Let's see. Where did it go? Here it is. Since we started with the bug out, let's do the full-size grip. And as you can see, the CTF is, well, it's compact, right? So it's smaller than a full-size grip. Over in Spyderco land, here it is against probably a similar knife in size. That is the Para 3. And I will tell you that given the choice between these two knives, I would carry the CTF over the Para 3 any day. This knife, while I enjoy it, I don't find this particularly comfortable. PM2, I do, because it's longer, but this just never sits very comfortably in my hand, whereas the CTF here is a much simpler and more straightforward design. I do want to point out that the G10 is milled, right? So it's got a little bit of shape and a little bit of texture to it. So it sits in the hand really nicely. It's got a G10 backspacer. Anything else I want to put it up against? Well, just for giggles, here it is against the ZT-0308. There you go. There. Yeah. Drop, originally Mass Drop, and then they just became Drop, released a whole bunch of really interesting, reasonably priced pocket knives, and then they just sort of went away. It happens. Bob Terzuola is a really interesting guy. He's been designing, as I said, for a really long time, and I was just happy to have some of his design stuff in my collection. Would I like one of his customs? Well, yeah. Can I afford one? Well, no. So, I will have this, and I'll be happy to have it. This is the Drop Terzuola CTF. A little bit of history from when Mass Drop or Drop was selling knives. A very cool piece of Bob's design aesthetic, and a really nice piece of my collection. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the CTF. I know I enjoy having it. If you have any questions about this or any of my knives, feel free to ask down in the comments below. And remember, folks, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. I'll see you next time.